DAZN.
DAZN is the home of boxing, with over 150 live fights a year.
This fight has lived up to expectations.
Good. Finds the cup.
He's walking it, he's looking, he's begging, and it worked.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it? That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
It's their time. A night to remember.
Boxing on DAZN. Sponsored by William Hill.
Make a game of it here.
Penalty. Oh, if one man's going to miss.
Here we go.
Te l'avevo promesso. Intense pressure.
One shot! Not again, love.
That is unreal. Here we go.
Absolute perfection.
Peggy 16.
Oh my word, what a shot! Incredible action! What an atmosphere it is! Refusing to lose, refusing to give up. Been floored by the headshot.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy. The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery. Wow, wow. How good does that cube look under the Riyadh evening? It looks magnificent, does it? We are here for day 2 of what is going to be an incredible fight. You guys know by now what day 2 means. It means the media workout. All the fighters are going to get in the ring and do what they do. Make sure you clock in. The media workouts start right now.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show. So aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. The corner
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
I gave that a double wow, didn't I? You can understand why. Look, it looks magnificent. We are at the back of the cube, nestled next to the Kingdom Arena in the heart of Riyadh, as the countdown to the 4 Crown Showdown continues.
Legend tells, at the peak of the highest mountain, there lay dormant for thousands of years a mystical crown with the power to rule all of mankind. Lusted by men, willing to die for its gift. Unspeakable horrors. A wasteland of the fallen. Hunted from the shadows, they danced with death. Braving the path to glory. Challenging every fiber of their being. While 2 emerged undefeated. There could be only one possible outcome. For one to wield the power to rule them all.
What an amazing promo. Honestly, it's so good, that is. Dmitry Bivol's acting skills there are just sensational. We are back at the Cube. It is day 2, which is the media workout. As you can see there, under the wonderful, magnificent evening that Riyadh has, you can see the ring behind us, which means the fighters are about to do their thing. Barry Jones, Darren Barker. It's been 24 hours since we were here last. Have you changed your mind?
No.
No?
No.
No? Still Bivol?
You?
No?
No, seriously.
No.
Well, I'm proud of you, mate. Well done.
I am the man that changes his mind every few minutes. But I've noticed, I think, a bit of a swing. I don't know how much you can take social media for, but I feel like people are swinging to Bivol. I've noticed this. Have you guys? Do you guys know what social media is?
If anything, I thought I was seeing it the other way around.
Okay.
I thought I was seeing more Beterbiev.
But you don't have a Twitter account, so you probably don't. You don't.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think the people who think Beterbiev's going to win are really big on him, demolishing Bivol.
Yeah.
Which is understandable
Yeah,
because he demolishes everybody, doesn't he? But I'm still, like I always do. I pick my first prediction. The reason behind it, I think, is solid. But if any fight I was going to waver, this is the one.
Is there a school of thought that Bivol wins it on points and Beterbiev wins it by knockout, or is there an argument to say that Beterbiev could win it on points as well?
I get that. I get why the majority might think that, but there's more to this fight. There's ways that this fight can be won and lost for both. More than one. It's not just the ball of the matador. Beterbiev's boxing brain is so good. There's no way you couldn't say that he could win this on points. But Bivol, it's the speed of foot and hand. But all I do know is 3 more sleeps and we get one of the biggest fights.
Did the camera catch that? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
One of the biggest
Friday and a half.
that boxing can bring.
Yeah.
It is that good.
Are they going to show us anything here tonight, Baz? I mean, they get like a 5-minute allocated slot. Are they going to fill the full 5 minutes and do anything?
I wouldn't have thought so, but it'd be interesting to see what Beterbiev's like, because as much as he's admitted, he must be struggling for the weight, just for age alone, and he's the thickest headed fighter of the two. And it'd be interesting to see what he looks like and how much we see of him, whether he's in a baggy t-shirt or whether he's in a tight vest. I mean, you'll be able to see how slim and how skinny he is, because fighters when they make weight, when you see them in the ring, they're full of themselves. They've rehydrated. When you see them at the scales, genuinely at the scales, or just before that, you know how thin and how taut they can look. So, that might be a factor, especially in this heat as well. Let's not forget that. Which is, it's lovely weather, fantastic. But I mean, it's just all these things. They all add when you're away from home. And again, we talked about this. Bivol's been the travelling fighter throughout these two, and Beterbiev hasn't. So being away from different foods, different environments, all those things have an effect on you, and have an effect with making the weight.
I think we're all in agreement here. If anyone is struggling with the weight, it would be Beterbiev.
Yeah, Bivol looked so fresh yesterday. Like he's one of those guys who will give away natural weight on the night, but that gives him all the energy. Because then he's been able to train closer to his natural weight.
And how big Beterbiev looked at the initial press conference. He looked big.
And how big is he going to rehydrate to on the night?
Oh, yes.
That's a very good question.
You're talking near 200 pounds, maybe a bit more, right?
But that can make you lethargic, man. Don't forget that. You put on too much weight too quick, and then you see it looks flat, and it's that. You just put on weight. So even rehydrating, there's a science to that also.
I think he's got that science down to a T, as is our MC, Mr. Thomas Schreiber. Fantastic at his job. He's in the ring. He's going to introduce his first fighters. Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the media workouts for the 4-Crown Showdown, a great night of World Championship Boxing to be held this Saturday, October 12th, from the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We would first like to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, Jia Turki Al-Sheikh. This great event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, Jia, with Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, Gold Star Promotions, Boxer, World of Boxing, and Sella. At this time, we would like to thank our great sponsors: Saudi Tourism Authority, Saudi National Bank, STC, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia Airlines, New Murabba Development Company, and Lucid Motors. A big thanks to those great sponsors. This great event will be shown in the UK and worldwide on DAZN, in the UK on TNT Sports Box Office and Sky Sports Box Office, and in the United States, the main event exclusively shown on ESPN+. Let's now get the media workout started. Our first two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 4-round international lightweight contest. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Sucre, Colombia. He brings a professional record of 3 wins with 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jesus Gonzalez.
I always wonder what the more experienced fighters are going to do. Do they, use this as, a bit to kind of limber out a bit, show us what they've got? For sort of the undercard fighters, the inexperienced fighters, I don't know if this is quite daunting, Barry.
Yeah, and you tend to, you've seen in the past, they come out and they sort of do a proper workout. They want to show everything what they got, but you've got to try and soak up the atmosphere, because this is something that you might only ever experience once in your lifetime. So to have this sort of exposure is great for you. But again, you want to show a little bit, to impress people at home watching or the crowd, but not too much to give anything away. That's the secret.
Did you? For him, this must be unbelievable. I think it wasn't that long ago we see him get stopped, me and Barry, against Ibrahim Suleiman with a body shot. He was knocked out. He was knocked out, and now he's here. He's here in Riyadh on a huge card, on the undercard of one of the biggest fights that boxing has to offer. I mean, this sport will never stop amazing me.
Yeah, these are the stories that I really love. And look, no one's expecting them to win on Saturday, but Again, we have seen some crazy upsets on these Riyadh season cards, but I like this. I like when fighters get these type of opportunities to do a fight week like this, not just turn up with their, with their shorts and gloves and fight. Experience this. You might not ever experience this again. I think it's really good.
And also, he's up against a guy who's having his debut, and there might be a case where he just thinks, you know what, I'll have a little go here. Because you don't know how good this guy's going to be either. Like, he doesn't come from a massive boxing background, so you tend to think he lacks experience, obviously, but he might not be technically that good. We're not quite sure yet. We'll find out. And if there's holes in his game, then he might just think, you know what, this is a fight I can win.
Yeah, exactly that.
We've seen that before, haven't we?
Yeah, it's down to Muhammad Al-Akil to grab the fight by the scruff of the neck, because he's an unknown quantity. So for Gonzalez, he would have been able to see nothing with him, so he'll be thinking he must be the real deal, this guy. He could be the future flag bearer for Saudi Arabian boxing. It's down to Al-Akil to really push him back, be the boss. Because if he doesn't, this man's seen it. He understands what it takes to win a fight. There's 3 victories on his record. He's only had the 6th, but he will then try and bully Al-Akil.
He understands what it's like to have a real fight.
Yeah.
I mean, Al-Akil doesn't come in with this fantastic amateur record either. This is very, very new to him.
And also, even if he is technically quite good, I think what you have to do, because the professional game is quite different. You can get away with stuff you can't get away in the amateur code, or the former amateur code, whatever it is called now. But I mean, so you drag him into a wall, you grab hold of him, you grab that shoulder, you put your head in his face if you can. You know what I mean? You tap those elbows, you hit him on the hips, all those things. You get one once, don't do it again, but put a panic on him, make him panic, make him worry a little bit.
See Joe Gallagher just sat ringside having a look at Gonzalez, coach of Muhammad Al-Akil.
I think he'll be slightly nervous, but anytime you bring over a South American, regardless of their record, you know this, man, regardless of their record, in certain weight classes, you know they're bred tough. Very tough.
Yeah, I think what you find a lot with people from that sort of background is that they're smooth punchers. Even if they're not heavy-handed, they're smooth punchers, so they always have really a good technique, even if they're not that good a fighter, ironically. So they can always deliver that shot that can hurt you, and if you're not used to it and you're not really up to scratch, then you can be exposed. But we don't, listen, we're building it up. We don't expect that. We expect a stand-up performance from a guy in his home, at home, and put on and this is a guy who's come to play his part. Every now and again, the guy who's meant to play his part decides he doesn't want to play that game anymore. He wants to maybe get that elusive win, that rare win that he doesn't get so often. And Saturday might just be that night.
Sometimes you can't take much from a media workout, because as you guys say, fighters show us stuff fighters don't. If I'm Joe Gallagher watching this ringside, I'm slightly nervous here, because Jesus actually looks pretty decent. He looks sharp, his footwork looks really good, he's mixing it up. I like what I'm seeing here, Darren.
Yeah, like we've touched it before, he has that South American will to win. He's let his hands go here. He just threw a bit of a vicious overhand right.
That's the one I saw.
On the flip side, I think it's quite important that Gonzalez sits ringside and watches Al-Akil, because no one's seen anything of him. No one knows what this guy has to offer. So if I was him, I'd sit ringside and do exactly what Joe Gallagher's doing to Gonzalez.
But again, like everything else, especially on these huge occasions, is coping with the pressure. Even though you're not top of the bill, you're still on the card, and there's not lots of fights on it. So, just being able to cope with the pressure being on a big occasion, if you can do that, then you have the potential to be a good fighter.
Thank you very much, Jesus Gonzalez.
I mean, Jesus, you are fighting on the undercard of one of the biggest fights we've seen. I mean, what about all of this? How did you find that?
Bueno, que vas a pelear en uno de los eventos más importantes del mundo, sino de la historia. Mira qué ambiente tenemos aquí. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Me siento feliz. La verdad, Dios me los bendiga a todos ustedes por asistir, por recibirme muy bien, porque la verdad hasta el momento he recibido una cálida bienvenida por parte de este país. Muy hermoso.
So he's over the moon. He's really very happy. He thank you all because everybody is treating him very, very nice. And Saudi Arabia, all the people here is very nice to us. So thank you, Saudi Arabia, as well.
Thank you very much, Jesus.
Thank you.
And now let's welcome to the ring from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, making his professional boxing debut this Saturday, here is mighty Mohammed Alakel.
Darren off camera just pointed out to me that Jesus Gonzalez has taken the best seat in the house to watch Mohammed Alakel because they have nothing to go on. There is no YouTube footage, there's nothing. So this is the first time he's going to see him. It's the first time we're going to see him as well. And I guess this is probably the highlight of the night for us because we have no idea what this guy can do.
Yeah. So for Gonzalez, he can sit there, see if he can find any chinks, try and gauge the style. There could be a point, Barry just said there, he might have been told not to do anything. You know, remain a secret.
If he has any sense, and I'm sure he does, and Joe does he does, it'll be a bit of shadow boxing, so you can't really tell much. You don't see him hit the pads.
From the other stance.
From the other, yeah, from the other stance.
Yeah, it's interesting you say shadow boxing because you are correct. There are no gloves. I see a bit of a skipping rope. Is that a skipping rope? That's it. They're not going to give away anything. And look, Joe's experienced. He knows exactly what he's doing. And he also knows the pressure this kid's under as well. I mean, look, we've spoken to him all week, Darren, and he is nervous. And rightly so. Not just because it is his professional debut, but it's his professional debut in the country of his birth. He's going to get nervous.
Yeah, and I think he feels a bit of a responsibility to be the flag bearer or the future flag bearer. You know, and that does carry a lot of weight. I know there isn't that, but as a young lad, you would be thinking that. And I think another thing as well,
Is there not that? Is Riyadh season not obviously about the stars, but also sort of bringing through local talent
I think it's important. I think it's important, and I'm sure they do want to develop future stars to participate on these big shows. But I think as a young man, you sort of embrace and bring on this pressure, and though he is immature, he will only hold him in good stead.
Yeah, I think so, but I think that it has to be a real focus to build your own star, so one day they're topping the bill here on a big show. I think that grassroots in any sport is important, and especially in a new region, you have to invest in it. So you're looking for guys like him to put on a show, to start developing, and then other fighters. See, you can identify with people who are more like you from your area, like I said before, like Steve Robinson lived in the same street as me, another former world champion. So you see that, it inspires you to see stuff. Same with you, the gym you're repping, the fighters who went before you, like your dad, but you want to be the same as them. So more than, but you see, they're the same as you. So you've seen them in the flesh, and so it's important for Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, to have somebody they can identify with, and he might be that. I mean, we don't know. Like, let's be honest. He might be the next best thing, or he might be not so good. We just don't know, do we? And that's the intriguing part of it. But Joe Gallagher knows his onions, and I imagine he'd only train someone who he thought was worth training. I think he has that luxury to do that, so he must have something about it.
Yeah, and I think for Joe, it must be quite nice having a blank canvas, someone that you've basically had from day dot, and you can really work with and try and develop them into the style of fighter that you'd want to work with. And Alakel, the way that he speaks and the way that he listens to Joe shows that he's really thrilled to have him on board as a coach, Ade.
A couple of things that I've liked just watching him do. Obviously, that double jab was good and it was sharp, but his feints are good as well. Just little things to pick out. Obviously, look, again, it's only a 4-rounder. It's his professional debut. There's going to be loads to kind of learn as he goes on in this career, and hopefully it's a long one. But just little things to pick out. And that double jab was pretty sharp.
Yeah. He's got a no-nonsense to talk about Joe Gallagher. He's a no-nonsense coach. He's not going to mess around with these new age techniques. He's quite old school, and he's going to try and develop Alakel in the old school style of way, and that's, you know, using the fundamentals properly. Like you said, nice double jab, the footwork looked good, nice and crisp. But I think you're right, Barry. He's not really given too much away there, is he?
Well, he looks quite light on his feet, which is not a trait of a Joe Gallagher fighter. But I think Joe is very much. You train a fighter to his strengths, and Joe's good at that, I think. But he likes a tight defence, so he likes the fundamentals on point. So hands high, elbows tucked nice and tight. And if you're a natural mover, that sometimes can affect how you go about your rhythm. But well, listen, we're just surmising. We haven't got a clue of what he's going to do. And then he might dance around here, and come fight night, he might be like head down, backside up, and be a lunatic.
You get good odds, I think, that he could come out southpaw on Saturday. Can you skip like that, Alan?
You know, I actually can.
Can you really?
I'm not joking. I can't throw a punch, as you guys know, but I can actually skip a little bit. I promise you.
He can't. This kid can't skip as good as me.
No, I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him as well. It's a fantastic opportunity. And again, you know, Barry, you touched on it. For the growth of the sport in this country, these young kids need to look up to someone that represents them, and that's where the dream starts. And I think he's tasked on Saturday. I don't want to heap any extra pressure on him. It's an important one. It's an important one.
Yeah, see, we all got our heroes in whatever sport that it inspires you. So, and they bring you up. But when you have something that's touchable, that's the same, that you can identify with, you know, whether culturally, religion, or whatever it is, or just looks like you, whatever it is, or just speaks the same as you, same language, same accent. That's different.
Who was yours? Who was your hero?
Holland Winston. And then Robbie Regan, who boxed the same time as me, he was a little bit older than me. And obviously even people like Steve Robinson, because he was from the same estate as I was. And it was huge, you know, like he could do it from nowhere. And you think, and then you believe you can all do it then.
Yeah. What about you, Darren? Who was your hero, Grant? Who inspired you?
Mike Tyson. Just scared the life
That's
out of me.
crazy, that is, because you were like the opposite of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
But it doesn't matter, does it?
No.
It's funny because Barry just said, speaks like you, looks like you, from the same estate as you, say Mike Tyson.
He likes pigeons, Darren.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't got any, he just likes talking to him. But it's also important not to put so much pressure on him without, there is pressure, but not to force it on him, because it's a lot of weight of expectation on his shoulders.
He's got an opportunity though, that Alma Youth, it didn't quite happen for him, got a draw out in LA. He was, we'll say Alma Youth, a brilliant talker, but he's got an opportunity to really be a star in the ring for Saudi.
Mohammed, this must be a really, really crazy experience for you, obviously walking out with the flag on your back. I mean, how did you feel during that?
Yes, you know, I'm very honored to be part of this big event. You know, it's only 3 days away and all the talking is done. You know, now it's time to perform.
I know obviously you moved to Scotland when you were really young, but you've been in London and Manchester to work with that man. How important has he been for you?
Yeah, you can't get any better with Joe. You know, he's a very experienced man when it comes to boxing.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next two fighters to the ring competing this Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the IBF International Light Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome the challenger. Coming to us from Sheffield, England, he brings a professional record consisting of 23 wins, 6 defeats, with 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former Commonwealth champion. Here is Liam Cannonball Cameron.
If you told Liam Cameron that he's going to be on a Riyadh season card 18 months ago, I mean, he would have sort of wanted to put you in a straitjacket. Here he is now. Really good performance, I thought, against Lyndon Arthur. And he gets a massive opportunity against Ben Whittaker, who's still green. I mean, yes, very experienced as an amateur, but, you know, people think there are still holes there as a pro. Liam Cameron's got to try and exploit all those holes. It's not going to be easy, but he's got an opportunity.
Yeah, he'll have a lot of fans coming into this fight. I think when they've heard of the story, it's a real rocky story. The journey that he's been on, been quite remarkable. So for him to be here on this huge card, full of ambition, may I add, full of will to win. He's not here just to make up the numbers. He's here to win. Talking to him off air the other day, you know, he's talking about getting his power into play, getting close, really trying to rough up Ben Whittaker, because this is Ben Whittaker's hardest fight. I know Ben Whittaker said yesterday it's not. I believe, certainly on paper, this is. You got to remember this guy here, Liam Cameron, he was a junior champion, he was a good amateur. Started off very, very well. He's been a Commonwealth champion. He knows how to fight over the 12-round distance. He's a rough, hard, no-nonsense guy that has been on one hell of a journey.
And he'll make you work, he'll make Ben Whittaker work. Whether he can have any effect on the scorecards, we'll find out, but he will really make him work for it. He'll put pressure on him. And also, because what's happened in his life and the story that Darren spoke about so elegantly yesterday, that he probably thinks nothing's unachievable for me now. Yeah. You know, just coming back in the ring. So like he's almost fighting with a freedom, and it doesn't matter because I'm here. So every task or test you put in front of me, I can overcome it.
And although it was a defeat against Lindenhoff, who himself is a very good light heavyweight, would he have taken something away from that, saying, I've still got it,
yeah,
I'm still here, I'm still there, because there would have been question marks going into that fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's made a case for himself winning the fight. Look, to be where he was, it was his full fight, I think, since coming back after a 5-year layoff from the sport, and in there with a guy that, is sort of seasoned, if you like, certainly at championship level. So I think he'll take a lot of peace from it. He's done the distance comfortably, may I add, and yeah, I think he really is raring to go. Shout out to Dalton Smith, holder of the paddles.
Yep, it's good to see Dalton in the ring, but I do want to see him in the ring properly very, very soon. Dalton Smith come off an injury, hopefully.
Does he look small for a middleweight?
Dalton's
a super
massive,
lightweight. He's massive, isn't he?
He's enormous, Dalton.
For Cameron, it's important that for anyone, when you come to a guy with less experience than you, even though he's been a world-class amateur, Olympic gold medalist, and is a real puzzle in Ben Whittaker, it's important for Cameron to step on him really quick. Yeah. Whatever, even if he does something that's not within the rules, just say, put something on him as quick as you can. Whether it's grab him, throw him, punch him, kick him, I don't know. Just do something as quick as you can and just try and get him unsettled.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, one thing you don't want to do with Ben is let him sort of tee off on you and give him the opportunity to then do what he does. Once he gets into that room and Ben of playing around and dancing and fighting, it's almost an impossible puzzle to solve. But if you can get him early, you never know.
Yeah. You've either got to get very close to Ben Whittaker or stay away from him. If you're at arm's length, you get picked off. The man's speed of hand and foot reactions and his amateur pedigree tells you that you get picked off. So it's about Cameron being smart. I think, as Barry said, he does have to maybe bend the rules ever so slightly, but he's got to keep his cool whilst he's doing it. He sometimes does get stuck in a little bit too much and gets himself in trouble. He can't afford to do that on Saturday night.
Thank you, Liam Cannonball Cameron. And now let's welcome to the ring the defending champion from Darlaston, Staffordshire, England. He was a 2020 Olympic silver medalist, and now as a professional, undefeated with 8 wins. 5 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending IBF International Light Heavyweight Champion, Ben the Surgeon Whittaker.
The surgeon on his way into the ring. As he makes his way into the ring, Liam Cameron's going to join us here on stage as well. I spoke to Ben yesterday and he says he's built for this. He loves it. The idea of sort of fully showing his repertoire, not just in the ring, but outside the ring as well. He loves this, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's made for things like this, Ben Whittaker. He really is. No, he's a showman. But I think, and people take it as arrogance and disrespect at times, and that's right, and I understand that, but he's one of those fighters who, if he can't express himself that way, he's half the fighter that he is. He needs to do those things. That gives you an opportunity to hit him, to be that brilliant. Within that, like Tyson Fury, within that chaotic stuff is where the brilliance lies. But there's a risk on that because you're right on the edge. If you can get caught, you can get hurt, but also you can look absolutely fantastic.
You know what, Liam Cameron just joined us. It's funny, when you see him in the ring, you're like, okay, Liam could make 168. When you're next to these guys, you're a big 175er.
That was Lee trying to get with Callum Simpson fight. It'd be horrible for me to make super middleweight. Ben's talked about fighting Eubank super middleweight, but no one picks that up.
Nah, impossible. He ain't making 168 either. What do you make of all this, Liam? Obviously, look, you got here a few days ago. What do you make of the experience so far?
It's a great experience. It's not my kind of life, to be fair.
Liam, as he was walking to the ring, Ben Whittaker, you were shaking your head. What's your thoughts about the man, outside and inside the ring?
I don't really want to have naught to do with him, to be fair. I'm sick of hearing his name being mentioned. I can't even watch him on screen. But yeah, it's going to be a good fight. Maybe I'll shake his hand after the fight and stuff, but if not, good luck to him.
Do you think it's important for you, to, like, because you're the experienced fighter, to show him what it's like to be a pro, to get on him early and sort of, by any means necessary, really?
Hey, you've got to. Listen, 9 months I had, and I fought Lyndon Arthur, what Bivol emptied the tank on and couldn't get rid of. Big up Lyndon Arthur, listen, he's a great fighter, he's top 10 in the world, and I took him to Brink.
Do you have confidence when you look back at that, though it was a defeat? Do you take any confidence away from the Lyndon Arthur?
I had 9 months in gym. Blew my opponent's out in first round. Didn't have no rounds. First 10 rounder against the IBO champion and whatever he is now. Do you know what I mean? WBA is it interim, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got to take confidence.
Yeah. Do you think that mental strength is a real positive for you, though? Because what you've come back from and shown that mental fortitude to just get in the ring and work away. But no, you've gone over every hurdle. Do you feel like you're almost indestructible now?
I've tried to switch pain off. Pain don't exist this week.
I love it. I love the attitude as well. Liam, good luck on Saturday. Thank you very much, my man. Appreciate it.
Very much, Ben the Surgeon Whitaker. Our next 2 fighters to the ring, competing this Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the Women's WBC Featherweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger, hailing from High Wycombe, England. Undefeated with 9 wins, 2 of her 9 wins coming by way of knockout. She is the current women's WBC International Featherweight Champion, the Omen, Raven Chapman.
The Omen, Raven Chapman, making her way into the ring. And look, again, we've talked about stories. Liam Cameron, an amazing story. Raven Chapman has her own story as well. I mean, for her to get to this stage, she's done it the hard way. Fully deserving of this opportunity, WBC International Featherweight Champion. I think Sky's got her work cut out on Saturday. Obviously a big favourite, but she's going to make Sky work for it.
She is, because everyone thinks that Raven Chapman's just this come forward fighter that throws lots of punches. But actually, if you watch her, she's got really good balance, really good rhythm to her work, so she can box a bit. So I think she has to use, she's not about box, Sky Nicholson, but I think you have to get the mix right, so you come in forward, be aggressive, but also getting the angles to just cut the space off for Sky, not to escape. And I think she has the potential to do that.
She's really enjoying herself, loving the music. She's obviously picked this song, really relishing being here on this massive stage. And as Barry said, there's more to Raven Chapman than a steam forward come at your sort of fighter. She's intelligent, she knows how to fight, and she is fired up, she's busy, and she's got the style to really cause Sky Nicholson trouble.
We just saw Ben Whitaker in the ring, not doing very much in his media workout. He's going to join us now. You know, Ben, we've been speaking about what fighters are going to do stuff in the ring, what fighters aren't. You did nothing there, Ben. You showed us nothing there. You didn't even bring out the gloves, no pad work, nothing.
The work's been done. Yeah. That's how I see. I trained this morning, trained yesterday. The work's done. I'm ready to just weigh in and fight now.
Liam Cameron, when you was asked, is he your toughest opponent, you said no. Why is that?
On paper it is, but I truly believe I've been tested and tried in my amateur game. Of course the pros are different, people say, but I just think I've come across that style many, many times.
Listen, you're actually, you know, people just see all the showboat stuff, but your product, that means the ability is real.
Yeah.
But are we going to see something special again on Saturday night? More than just, you know what, I love all the work you do, but the razzmatazz is what sets you apart.
Yeah, that's what I love. At the moment, I've kept saying it. I said it on the face-off, the press conference. Everything I'm doing right now, I'm showing it because I'm allowed to show it. You don't win Olympic medals hopping on one leg. I'm a true boxer. If I have to watch that style, I actually don't like it. I like true boxing. Pernell Whitaker's, Salvador Sanchez, the list goes on. So for me, I'm a true boxer at heart. But if I can get away with hopping on one leg, why not?
I can't wait to see you on 2 legs. That's going to be good. Ben, really appreciate you coming up.
Thank you for your time, man.
Go back to the hotel, relax, get your legs up. Ben Whitaker, by the way, who's a huge 175-pounder.
And I tell you what, right? I tell you what, he's a proper nice kid. I spent some time with him like a couple of weeks ago. He's a really nice kid. So all the showboating you see is just to sell himself.
Yeah.
And he's doing the right thing. I'm not a fan of it. Like I spoke to him loads of times. But I said I'm not a fan of it, but keep doing it. Do it more, because that's what's going to set you apart. Because his ability is real. Yeah. He's a real proper product.
Serious numbers. He's a numbers man. You know, he put bums on seats. He's got a huge social media following, and he does that by kind of being himself. He's got natural flair, and he likes to, you know, establish that in these sort of events, certainly on fight night, but the talent cannot be denied. He's a special fighter.
And I like the way he kind of made sure everyone knows that. Look, he said they don't give out Olympic medals for free.
No.
He's Olympic silver medalist, obviously upset he didn't get the gold. That shows that the pedigree is there.
Yeah, of course. Listen, you know, he's shown as well, and you go back to the European Championships as an amateur, and they'll be on. You'll find this somewhere. He had wars there. There might be 3-1 wars, but they're the highest quality. He's shown his mettle, his toughness. So you know, this guy can fight.
Thank you very much, the Omen, Raven Chapman. And now let's welcome to the ring the defending world champion from Queensland, Australia, a 2020 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with 11 wins, 1 win coming by way of knockout. She is the reigning and defending women's WBC featherweight champion of the world, future undisputed Skye Nicholson.
As Skye enters the building, Raven Chapman's going to make her way to us as well. Skye Nicholson, so far so good. Perfect, almost perfect in the ring. Hasn't put a step wrong so far. And look, a big favourite on Saturday night. She still wants Amanda Serrano, potentially Alicia Baumgardner. She has to get past Raven Chapman on Saturday. That's not going to be easy.
No, it's not going to be easy, because Raven Chapman, as we've been saying during her workout and this whole week, she's a very, very capable fighter. She's very busy, but she can box. But it's the discipline that Skye Nicholson shows that's been so impressive. She doesn't get drawn into her opponent's game plan whatsoever. She just stays switched on, and she does Skye Nicholson. She's got a lovely jab, the movement's brilliant.
And she's true to herself. You know, she hasn't tried to change the style to be fan-friendly, to be honest. No, she just wants to, this is how I box. I'm good at what I do, and I've mastered the art, so that I'm going to do this, and if it's successful, and I keep winning titles, why change it? And you can't blame her for that.
Raven Chapman has joined us. Raven, should we turn around and watch it? Let's watch a bit of Skye Nicholson. Let's go and pick the bones out of this. When you're watching it, are you trying to look for things here, or you've watched enough tape of it already?
To be fair, I haven't watched like loads of Skye's fights. I've seen highlights and clips and bits and bobs. There's my team that will have watched a lot of Skye. But everything I see, she always says, you know, she's leveled up, she's going to do something different. I never really see the same style from her every time. So it'll be interesting to see if she can pull off anything different on Saturday.
Look, we are here. We always enjoy Fight Week, don't we? Because we don't get to fight.
Yeah.
Are you able to enjoy it at all? I mean, can you take all this in, or is it just we're here for business?
Yeah,
you was dancing in there.
You were.
Oh, come on, you can't put the song that I've been playing for the last like 6 months on and me not air drum to it. But yeah, no, you got to have fun in there, haven't you? It's all part of it. You got to take it in. You can see, you know, I'm having fun in there. I'm not doing anything too serious. It's, you know, part of the workout, isn't it? You're there to enjoy it.
You've been out here before, haven't you, with that experience in,
Yeah.
like, you know, in our role, so it's
Yeah.
you've had a real taste in it, but is it different being involved?
Yeah, over here it is, you know, it's so good. I mean, shout out to Arena Videos for this. You know what I mean? They've got such a great platform here, and it just looks amazing, and it feels great to be in there, and I'm just enjoying every second.
You're seen as, you know, the stronger fighter, the aggressive fighter who's going to have to close the gap, and that's sort of true.
Yeah.
But you feel that, you know, because I think you've got good feet, that the boxing skills are underrated. Do you think you could outbox?
Yeah,
Sky?
100%. Like, we've sort of said it in the sense that, like you say there, my feet are good. I haven't had to show it much, because actually people think, oh, my opponents stand there. They don't just stand there, they just can't get away from me. Yeah. That's why my feet are that good. And if you think my feet are slow, then, you know,
you're in for a rude awakening.
But tactically, do you want to force the pace though? Is it you that wants to be the aggressor? If you think about that first bell going and you approaching the fight, is that you being aggressive and bullish?
Yeah, we've got, you know, our game plan. I'm going to do what I do really well, and I'll push the pace, because that's what I'll do, and I'll force a fight out of my opponents, because at the end of the day, every opponent I've had, they can't run away. They have to fight with me if they want to get anywhere. And that's what, you know, I'll probably do on the night. But, you know, I know what I've got to do, and I'm going to get it done.
How long have you been wanting this fight? I mean, we've seen Sky been calling out the likes of Amanda Serrano and others. Have you been wanting to fight Sky the way she's been wanting to fight the others?
Yeah, 100%. I've been wanting to fight Sky, wanting to fight Amanda. You know, I've been saying that Amanda fight just as much as Sky.
Oh, that'll be a good tear up. You're in America.
And for me, exactly. For me, stylistically, the fight with Amanda is exciting. It's really fan friendly, and you know, Sky gets some backlash on her boxing because it's not exciting to watch. You know, the fans. She's a good technical boxer, but she hasn't been against anyone. She's been against fighters that are on that other level, you know. Minha are on a different level, and that's why I do believe she will be involved in her first exciting fight on Saturday, because she's going to have no choice but to be involved in an exciting fight.
Love it, Ray. We should get you up here more often. Raven Chapman, Raven, good luck on Saturday. Thank you very much, love. Cheers.
Thank you.
Scal Nicholson's little workout coming towards the end, and look, perfect, isn't it? Perfect, as is Raven Chapman. That's why it is such a good matchup. And look, she's beaten some good girls there. I mean, the one I think stands out is probably Sarah Mahfoud. That was a good performance. Lucy Wildheart came to fight, but she's not even been hit in her fight. I'm about to be honest with you.
Raven didn't say it, but she said it. She said, "Though people think I'm a good feet, and people try and come to fight me, they can't escape me."
Thank you very much to future undisputed Sky Nicholson. Our next two fighters to the ring, competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant IBO Middleweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome from Białystok, Poland. His professional record consists of 25 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former world title challenger, Kamil Sharamito.
As Camille makes his way to the ring under a bit of Kanye West there, just for you music buffs. Sky Nicholson's going to join us in the studio. She's been smiling all week. I mean, ever since this fight was announced, ever since she was put on this Riyadh card, she's been happy, she's been smiling, she dances into us as well, skips to us. Sky, this smile, I mean, what is it? Is it the fact that you're having another fight? Is it a fact that you're on a Riyadh season card? What is it? Talk to us.
I'm born for this.
You are born for
I'm born
this.
for the world stage. I'm born for nights like this. I'm born for nights like October 12th. I can't wait. I'm just soaking up the moment, loving it.
I asked Raven, I said, look, Sky's been wanting Amanda Serrano and she's been calling out other names. Raven's been looking at you.
Yeah.
When did you start putting your focus on Raven?
I've always kind of known, like, she was a potential opponent. She's been mentioned as a prospect the whole time I have. She's not really been on my radar as someone I was chasing.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great fight. I think we're a good clash of styles. I think her style's going to complement my style.
And strengths and weaknesses of Raven Chapman.
Strength, I'd say she's aggressive. She's game. She's happy to take shots to get in close, where she's more effective at closer range. Weaknesses, I think she's got slow feet. I think she rushes her work. I don't think she sets up her attacks very well. I think she kind of does all this ducking and weaving without actually thinking about what she's doing. I feel like
Speak your mind, Sky. Speak your mind.
I feel like, well, I know I will. I've studied her.
Yeah.
I feel like she's very easy to read.
We've complimented your discipline, the way you approach a fight. You do it your way. You do it the Sky Nicholson way. Your record come up a minute ago. I think the last 6 fights, and there was a name there, Lucy Wildheart, and there was a stoppage there. Is that something that ever plays on your mind, that you want more stoppages, or are you just happy to do you?
No. I'm winning.
Yeah.
Like I've been quoted saying, I'm staying pretty. I'm keeping my brain cells. I'm putting money in the bank. Win's a win for me. If the stoppage is there, of course I'm gonna take the opportunity, but I'm not gonna put myself in positions to give my opposition more of an opportunity if I don't have to, if I can win comfortably.
See, I think I love that. I'm not even going to ask you a question. I'm just going to say because I love that because you're believing in yourself. And like, listen, you're very confident, and it's been the biggest shift in the last like 18 months, I think, from you. But I think the fact that this is my style, this is what I'm good at, and I'm going to double down on it. And then other people make it exciting, and that's what you do. I love that. I think that's the right attitude because, why, like you said, why would you want to risk how good you are by fighting someone else's fight?
Exactly, and I just feel like a game aggressive opponent just complements my style more. It's going to make the fight more exciting, and I'm still going to do what I do.
Still what you're doing. So far, it is perfect. Sky, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Super confident. I love it. All right, let's hear from Kamil Zeramatu, who's doing his workout behind Olympic Bazaglos in the ring with him.
Kamil, did you enjoy that?
Czy podobało ci się?
Wszystko mi się tutaj podoba.
I like it, everything in here.
Your last fight ended in a draw. What did you learn about yourself from that fight?
Czego się nauczyłeś o sobie do tej walki?
Tego, żeby nigdy się nie poddawać i walczyć do samego końca.
Never give up and fight till the end.
How much of Chris Eubank Jr. have you watched in preparation for this fight?
Ile oglądałeś Chrisa Eubanka Juniora?
Wszystkiego, 5 ostatnich jego walk na tym się wzorowałem.
I watched his five last fights.
And are you going to stay to watch him in his open workout today?
Czy zostajesz, żeby go oglądać tutaj na treningu?
Nie, podczas przygotowań za dużo się naoglądałem i skupiam się bardziej na sobie.
No, I have enough and I am focused on myself.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And now let's welcome to the ring from Brighton, England. His professional record, 33 wins, 3 defeats, with 24 of his 33 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former British champion and former IBO super middleweight world champion, Chris Eubank Jr.
Here comes Chris Eubank Jr. We haven't seen him in the ring since that, I thought, magnificent win over Liam Smith. Maybe the best win of his career. That was under Bo McIntyre, the trainer of Terence Crawford. He has since switched trainers to Jonathan Banks for this one. The enigma is Chris Eubank Jr., but I think we are going to get
a really good performance on Saturday because pressure's on.
Yeah, I want a relentless, no-nonsense performance. Then I want him to be busy. I want him 3 fights next year. I want him to be active.
Do you think that happens? I know what you said you wanted. Do you really think that happens?
From listening to him, yeah, I think the hunger's there, the desire's there. He wants to fight. I think it's important now. Look, him saying that and doing that are 2 different things. But I really do, because he's a big draw. I've said this, look, you either love him or you hate him, but he brings excitement in the ring and outside of the ring, Barry.
He does, and listen, let's not forget, he can fight, by the way. He didn't inherit his dad's natural power, but he inherited his dad's toughness. And up until the Liam Smith fight, he looked like he couldn't be hurt, or couldn't be seriously hurt. Then he got knocked out, and I thought it was just a lack of concentration. And Liam Smith is a very, very good fighter, technically, punches very, very clean. But he came back from it, but no one thought he could. Showed again that natural toughness. Let's not forget, he's in a rare breed of a rich kid from a privileged background deciding the box. That blows my mind. Why would you want to do that? There's very few of them. But that shows an even bigger toughness. That you don't have to do it, but you want to do it. And there's no financial real reward because you come from it, from money. But he's made his own fortune, he's made his own name now. I think, apart from his dad. but he needs to be in big fights. And like, whether he wants to win a world title or not, I don't know. But he's a big draw. He's always garnered a big reputation and get a fight off somebody. But I don't see him fighting that regular because the money is too much.
But he told me his roadmap. He wants Conor Benn and then Canelo.
He wants a 147 guy, then a 168 guy. Strange, isn't it? It is strange. And like, again, I said this, right? He's got guys in 4 weight classes calling him out. Look, I was very intrigued. I thought he was going to take off his attire there. He's clearly going into the ring like this. Which is, again, ever the showman, Chris Eubank Jr. Oh, I do love him being on this card, though. I will say this.
And I don't know, his ring walk will be absolutely fantastic, like they always are. And and all the antics that he'll do, the posing, the posturing, it all just adds to the drama and the tension. Look at him now, like he's done nothing, but you're fixated on him. Just his face, his expression, just makes you think, what's he thinking? What's he up to? What's he going to do? And I don't think the trainer matters, to be fair. No, I don't know with him. I don't think it's never really mattered with him, because I think he does his own thing. I think he lives a life as well. I can't forget that. He doesn't drink. I think he's always fit anyway. And he starts. At this age now, you can't change him. Yeah. You can't.
There was one moment where I felt Roy Jones was really implementing something into Chris Eubank Jr., and that was a jab. I think he'd gone pretty much throughout his career without throwing a jab. Literally, I'd sit down and watch the fights, and he would neglect the shot rotten. I think Roy Jones come along and tried to get the jab into play a lot more. But you're right, Barry. He does himself.
But I tell you what he doesn't do anymore, like he used to, is those blistering combinations. Those tremendous flurries where you were just going, oh, that's an unbelievable hand speed. With age, understand, he's slowed down. But with that, I think there's more purchase on his shots. But I think in this fight, it can be potentially a difficult fight for him, because I don't think Eubank he can punch, but he hasn't got that raw power or strength. And this sort of opponent can walk him down a little bit.
Of the names he has mentioned that he wants next, right? Let's get, Billy Joe Saunders is unrealistic because Billy's not fought since Canelo 2.5 years ago. Ben, Canelo, Crawford. Which one of those three is the most realistic, and which one would you want to see?
Ben. I think Ben.
That means Ben would have to go to 160.
Yeah, I think he's probably fighting way above that already. Because we've had the build up. Look, I'm all for grudge matches and bad blood when it's genuine. Those two don't like each other. The build up once again would be electric. It would be fun to watch. No doubt that both of them are going to leave it all in the ring. It would be an absolute shootout. But for his legacy, if you like, you're going to be looking at the world titles and the big names like Canelo and Crawford. So it would be, in an ideal world, it's never really the case, but I think he would go in that order.
I just can't see how Crawford or Canelo would even want to bother fighting. Not out of fear, I just don't see. They're such a big draw themselves. They don't need him, and he doesn't really bring anything. I don't think for what they're getting, I don't think he brings anything extra for them.
Do you think they would then weigh up the risk reward and say it's no risk and a high reward?
Well, one thing is, but every fight's a high reward for them. And every fight, they think they can beat anybody. So I don't see it. I don't see why Crawford wants to fight. I think Crawford is Canelo and out. Yeah. I think, and rightly so. And for Canelo,
well, Canelo put an offer into his team. They put an offer into his team. Obviously, in the end, it wasn't Chris Eubank Jr. It was who did Canelo fight in September? The brain's gone frozen. Munguia.
I think the Canelo fight could happen, actually. I think if you're Canelo, there's not a great deal. There's not a huge pool out there. He said he's got a few more years in him. If you've got a few more years in him...
Edgar Berlanga. Canelo fought Edgar Berlanga.
Sorry, Munguia was before. I think Eubank would somehow slot in there.
It's a really big ask. We have to be able to see. As much as we build the fight, but I mean, it's a huge aspect. Going from the level he's boxed at recently, even Liam Smith, a super welter, and nowhere near Canelo. He boxed Canelo, did well, but Canelo's a different level. So, I don't know how he thinks he'd have a chance against Canelo.
It isn't the obvious name then, Hamza Shiraz. A 160 guy, a highly ranked 160 guy as well. or an Adam Canali, a world champion? Aren't those two the most realistic?
I think he'll swerve. Chris Eubank Jr. will swerve Hamza Shiraz. He's the problem, and he could be the future of the division. And I think that's very high risk. A high reward, of course, but I just think he's looking for the biggest name for the biggest money now. At 35, I think he will probably try and stay away from Hamza Shiraz.
He has money, he has fame, if he wanted those things, but he got them. All he hasn't got is that world title. No, he hasn't got it. So to get that, he has WBA's regular thing on Instagram, we don't really count that, but if he can get a genuine world title shot, and the middleweight division now is more open than it has been for such a long time, so there might be an opportunity there. Go for that.
Do you think he cares about that?
I don't think he does care about that. And listen, your ambitions and goals don't have to be for the world title. We find it weird for maybe that whatever tunes you want, whatever inspires you. But you know, I think because he's a big draw, he don't good money anyway. But he wants to box Canelo and get Canelo money. No one gets Canelo money except Canelo. That's the truth. Yeah.
Hamza Shiraz wants the Chris Eubank fight as much as Chris Eubank wants the Canelo fight.
I asked Hamza prior to Hamza fighting Tyler Denny, I was like, if you were offered a world title fight or Chris Eubank Jr., what would you take? He said Chris Eubank Jr. He wants Chris more than he wants a world title fight, I'm sure. Crazy. Olivia's going to get in the ring and speak to Chris Eubank Jr. It'll be interesting to see what he has to say. He enjoyed the public workout, I'll tell you that now. And by the way, the crowd has swelled a little bit as well, which is good to see, but Chris enjoyed it, and it was good to see Chris.
Chris, I mean, I don't think many people were expecting you to come out in this. Explain your thinking behind it and why you decided to come out like that.
Listen, this is the traditional outfit of the Saudis. This is called a throbe. And it's a privilege to be here, and I'm respecting the community and the culture. And it's actually a perfect way to get an extra sweat out in this heat. I got to cut these extra few pounds at the end of this camp, so here we are.
I mean, you look like you were enjoying yourself there. You look like you worked hard, but you were dancing away to the camera as well.
I look incredible in this outfit. In fact, I might just wear this for the rest of the trip.
I think you should. It looks good on you. This fight week, you said you've been enjoying yourself and you're 13 months out, but how important and how big has this fight camp been for you building up to this fight?
Listen, every fight camp is important. Every fight camp is tough. And this has been no different. I've trained hard for a long time for this fight. You know, it took extra time to get back into the swing of things because I've been off for a year. But I'm here. I'm fully focused. I'm fit. I'm a couple of pounds off weight right now. So we're ready to go.
And obviously after that Liam Smith rematch that you won, you've since changed trainers. What was the thinking behind that?
I like Jonathan Banks' philosophy, his mindset, and his teachings. I agree with the things that he says and the things that he does in training. He also trained Triple G for this exact same opponent, so he's got the ingredients and the know-how to beat this man. So, yeah, it's a perfect setup.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Our next two fighters to the ring, competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome to the ring the challenger from Manchester, England. His professional record, 22 wins, 2 defeats, with 12 wins, coming by way of knockout. He is the current EBU, European and Commonwealth Cruiserweight Champion, Jack One Smack Messi.
Now, very quickly, back to Chris Eubank Jr. He speaks so well, doesn't he? Yeah. Like, all the answers are just perfect. Like, I think that's what... I have so much love for him, but it also annoys me because I feel like he could and should have been an enormous superstar because he kind of ticks every single box.
There's a lot more maturity and honesty from Eubank Jr. these days, I feel. That comes with experience. He doesn't really lie. He's saying he's still got to drop a few pounds, being quite honest and brutal with his opponent, who he wants to fight next.
He's so outspoken. The last presser I did in London, obviously touring to everyone. People like that.
So much more endearing.
100%, indeed. Here comes one smack, Jack Massey to the ring. I mean, you speak of potential banana skins. Like, if a big favourite is supposed to lose, could it be this one?
It's highly unlikely, but I'd say what Jack Massey is, he's a very well-structured fighter, so he gives everyone a hard fight. He's physically tough, takes a good shot, he does the basics very, very well. So he's no bells and whistles with him, but he does the basics good, and he's strong for the weight. So I think this is a hard fight for Opetaya. I do think Opetaya will come through because I think not just the strength that we've seen in the last few fights, it's also been, for me, the skill, the movement, the feet. But Jack Massey's a real danger man.
Yeah, one defeat in his last 5, the one coming to his only campaign at heavyweight against Joseph Parker, who's now considered a top 5 heavyweight. So no shame in that defeat. And you saw the last win on the resume there as well, and that was Isaac Chamberlain. That was a really good performance.
Yeah, the Opetaya will be facing the best Jack Massey. Me and Barry will both remember when we first fought for our world title. You give it absolutely everything. That is your moment to shine, your moment to change your life forever, complete a dream and make your world completely different to how it is now. He's going to give it his absolute everything.
Someone should clip that up and give it to Jack Massey, that little speech.
Winning a world title, the winning of the title changes your life forever. Whatever happens, whatever you do with your life, you're always going to be a world champion. Nothing that never goes away, ever. Whether you end up doing our job now, or you go back to your normal life and work and the normal job, that stays you forever. So you know, and all you don't want to do is leave that ring not giving everything you've got. And Jack Massey's the sort of fighter who won't do that anyway. So I think this is, if you can't get him for this fight, go home. He will be up for it.
Opetaya will never overlook anyone, certainly not Jack Massey. But I do think the public maybe is overlooking Jack Massey. I mean, we're talking about Opetaya going to Bridgerweight, right? I mean, that belt's now been vacated, by the way, the WBC, by Lawrence Okolie. There's been a talk about a heavyweight jump as well. Opetaya's got to make sure he's fully focused on the task at hand here, because this could be, as I said at the top, a banana skin.
Yeah, but he's very hungry. He understands all of those opportunities are potentially there in his next fight. He wants the winner, of Chris Billam-Smith, Zerdo Ramirez. Then he wants to push on and venture into different weight divisions. So he's just as hungry as this man here, Jack Massey, is. You know, he's desperate to really, really create some serious legacy. It's a tough fight. You know, I think he's doing the right thing here. I think he's going to have to mix it up, Jack Massey. He's going to be put under a lot of pressure because of the footwork of Opetaya, who likes to be in control of the space. But as you can see here, he's quite fleet-footed. He can move really well. He understands that you've got to get back to the centre of the ring. Got good variation with the shots. Works the body well, as you're seeing there with Joe Gallagher. So I'm really, really looking forward to this fight.
I would say, though, that Opetaya's been talking about getting back to what he was good at, which is boxing. I think the last few fights he's had under this level, he's thought you can be a bully. And then I think in the Bradis rematch, he realised, actually, I've got to get back to my skills. And if he does get back to that, it's a harder night for Massey. It might not be a physically daunting task, but I think, I think Opetaya has the potential to totally outbox you. Yeah. I think it's massively underrated. That's what he was known as when he went into the first Bradis fight. So if he's back to that, and that's the thought process, and he keeps that, also that anger and the strength that simmers beneath him, then he's a real, he justifies why we think he's the best cruiserweight on the planet.
100%. If he can find the balance of aggression and boxing, he's one of the hardest to beat out there.
Yeah, it's almost trying to control that aggression because he wants to take your head off, but you're right, now his dad's back in the camp as well. His dad was not in the last 2 camps, which is quite interesting. His dad's now back in the camp. Maybe that's the missing ingredient. Maybe it is a case of get back to your boxing. Get back what got you as a 16-year-old to the Olympics representing Australia.
Yeah, sometimes if it's not broken, don't fix it. But he seems in a happy place. He seems having the dad back is really, really putting me in a good place.
And now let's welcome to the ring the defending world champion from Gold Coast, Australia, a 2012 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with 25 wins, 19 of his 25 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending Ring Magazine and IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Jai Opetaia.
Jai Opetaia, the current IBF Cruiserweight World Champion, making his way to the ring. As he does that, Jack Massey is going to join us here on stage. Look at, I mean, talking.
There it is.
There's that aggression, isn't it? The eyes never lie, Chico. Jack Massey, one of the biggest cruiserweights, and you're going to see it as he enters here right now. Jack, come on in, Jack. How are you, man? How are you, Jack? You good?
I'm all good, mate.
Enjoy that little sweat you got there?
Yeah, just a little shadow box with Joe and that. All the hard work's done now, so we didn't need to do any pad work or anything intense, so everything's done now, ready for Saturday.
When you say that, that's such a good point. When you say all the hard work's done, does that mean you can try and enjoy it a little bit because it's all done?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you got to take it all in like this sort of stuff and enjoy it. So yeah, enjoy myself now, and it's go time on Saturday night.
Look, we know this man's strengths here. Very, very good boxer. He can punch, he's aggressive, can fight on the back foot. But whatever his weakness is, in your opinion?
Fighting Jack Massey.
Love it. That's great.
I don't think he's fought anyone like me. He's not fought anyone like myself. You know, he's fought over the hill breeders, and I think a lot of people are getting me mixed up with the two other Brits, but I believe I'm levels above those guys.
You're one of the form fighters at the moment, I think, especially in the UK. Arguably, you could be one of the fighters of the year. I think the way you've come back and rebuilt yourself. But you're being underrated again. Do you find solace in that? You know, again, people are not backing you, but you're proving people wrong.
Sorry, say that again.
I said people are not backing you again, even though you keep proving people wrong. Do you find a bit of inner strength in that it gives you a little
absolutely. You know, I'm a cool guy. I don't let things like that get to me. Do you know what I mean? And it's I quite enjoy it, to be honest. I quite like it, and I quite like the underdog title. It's, you know, I'm not going to have any pressure on my shoulders on Saturday night, so you know, I'm going to go in there and show everyone what I can do with no pressure. And that's when I fight the best, when there's no pressure. You understand the magnitude of the task in front of you Saturday night, but what would it mean to be the IBF Cruiserweight World Champion? It'll be one of the biggest achievements of my life. You know, it's what I've always dreamed about since starting boxing as a kid. You know, it's win this, I set my family up for life, and this is why I'm doing it. You know, I've got a little girl at home, I've got a new wife at home, we've got a little family now, and this is why I do it. It's the biggest achievement of my life. So to do that, it's all to secure that at home with my family. So,
Jack, shall we turn around and have a little look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Why not, right?
He's doing pad work, so he's catching up. He's catching up. He's been slacking in camp.
So Jackie's Opetaia's been talking about going back to the boxing, because the last few fights he's been trying to be the bully in there.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, if he fought against Bradis in the rematch, that actually doesn't always work.
Yeah.
So you expected him all thoughtful, Opetaia, or the bully we've seen in recent fights?
I think he'll try and bully going from the start, but you just not got to let him. You can't be a rabbit in the headlights and let him taste that blood, and that's where. You know, he does well if he does taste the blood and sees that in your eyes, that you're a bit of a, you know, rabbit in the headlights. But listen, he's not doing it to me. It's not happening.
That's the one thing, isn't it? I mean, look, we've done the face-off, and I can tell from the face-off that you're not here to be bullied.
I'm not here to be bullied.
You're not scared of him. I felt like other fighters, maybe there is this kind of, he is the boogeyman, and they kind of take a back seat. Yeah. You were front in his face.
Yeah, listen, we're both boogeymen, and I'm a bigger one, so you better watch out on Saturday night.
How important is it that you use your size, Jack? Because looking at you now, you are obviously the bigger of the two, and you're going to, I guess, rehydrate to a bigger size as well. How important is it you use your size?
Yeah, definitely. I've got to use it as an advantage. Even though he's a smaller man, he's got you know, very, very similar reach to myself, so obviously he'll be using that as an advantage. But you know, I've got to use my size and try and bully him a little bit at times. And you know, obviously we'll see when we're in the fight and see if we can bully him a little bit, push him back, and see where we're at. So you know, we can only tell on Saturday night what's going to come in as an advantage.
I love this stage of your career, Jack, because you're only in big fights now. I mean, I was ringside for Selhurst Park. You're now here at Riyadh season.
I mean, you don't do small shows anymore, do you?
Don't big time. Hey, don't do things by halves now. Yeah, it's crazy what can change, you know, from coming back out of boxing, having to work on the scaffolding site, labouring for my brother, to being straight on the big light. So it's one of them things in life. You never know what's around the corner, you know. Before the Parker fight, it's the worst year, you know, worst couple of years of my life, you know, not just in the ring, outside of boxing as well. So, and then we've got the Parker fight, and it's just been, you know, an incline from there. It's been amazing. So
that Parker fight, that must give you a lot of confidence. I know it was your last defeat, but you're in there with a big guy, physically strong, a big puncher, a massive heavyweight, if you like. But you held your own in times there. Yeah. You know now that you can be the aggressor in the fight if you choose to be.
Yeah, definitely. You know, no one's punching like him in the cruiserweight division. You know, they might be a little bit faster than him, but no one's punching that hard. You know what I mean? And you know, I took his best. I took his best shots. And when I got in the ring, I'll probably be the same weight as I was in the Parker fight. In this fight, be the same weight. So it's not like I was up in weight. It's not like I was fully fed. And you know, sometimes that can affect your chin a little bit in fights. But you know, I make it, you know, nice and easy cruiserweight. So it wasn't the case that I went right up and.
Thank you very much,
Jack. Top man. Appreciate it, Jack. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Our next two fighters to the ring, competing this Saturday in a rematch scheduled for 12 rounds. It will be for the British, Commonwealth, and WBA International Heavyweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger from Burton-on-Trent, Staffordshire, England, a 2020 Olympic bronze medalist, now undefeated as a professional with 8 wins, 1 draw, 6 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Fraser the Eraser Clark.
Wow. Look at the song it's coming out to as well. Oh, wait, that's a bit of mine, you know. East London, that song is Fraser Clark making his way to the ring. As he does that, Jar Patai is going to join us now, the current IBF Cruiserweight World Champion. Jai, come on in, my man. How are you, Robert? Good? Good, sir. You know, Jai, one thing I've not asked you, and I've spoken to you a lot in the last few days, your dad's now back in camp with you. Talk to us about that, how important that was.
It's good, man. You know, we're leveling up. You know, it's back to those fundamentals. You know, it's not chasing those big hits and that knockout punch, and back to the skills. You know, it comes when it comes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to kind of mix the two, right? Because you have got that punch. We know you can bang, but also you've got fantastic boxing ability. Is it trying to just get the two to marry a bit now?
Exactly, bro. It's finding that balance, you know, knowing when to pick shots and capitalize on the mistakes. So it's good, bro. It's all about that science of the sport, you know, the skill set, you know. So we're really trying to sharpen that skill set.
Giant, you're not going to lose any aggression, though, are you?
Man, I'm pumped. You know, back here in Riyadh, massive event. The main event, bro, I'm honored to be a part of a fight like that, you know what I mean? As a boxer and a boxing fan, pumped to be here, bro, pumped to put on the show.
Do you think Massey's going to take a while to break down, or do you think you could jump on him early and show the experience at world level?
We adapt in the ring, you know? We go off the body presence and we do what we got to do to win.
How mad is it that you're here? Did you ever think you would get to this stage?
I always knew I was going to get to this stage. This is my life. I've been fighting my whole life. I always knew there was world titles coming my way, you know what I mean? But these Riyadh seasons have just taken it to a whole new, whole new level. So I'm honored to be a part of them, but at the same time, I deserve to be here, boys. You know, I've done the hard yards to get here, and now it's all just fruits of the labour.
Have you enjoyed being a world? Because sometimes being a world champion, it brings its own pressures, as we both know. Have you enjoyed it, or have you found it a love and also a little bit of a pressure?
Yes and no, you know what I mean? Well, I'm really family orientated, you know what I mean? I stick to my family. I'm here to fight, go home, have a good day with my family. You know
he's ready to fight because his knuckles are bleeding.
He's ready to go. There's a massive boost right now in Australian boxing. So many fantastic Australian fighters, so many big fights back in Australia as well.
Are you wanting to have a big one back there very soon?
Definitely, man. It's a massive goal. I'm on to take a massive fight back to Australia. Gosford Stadium, where I'm from. You know, I've been pushing it for years. So,
it's gonna
you
come.
know, Riyadh season in Central Coast,
Hey,
New South
there you
Wales,
go.
let's do it.
I'll come, certainly.
But yeah, man, I'm honoured to be at the forefront of Australian boxing right now. You know, we've got so many great Australian boxers that are really taking it to that world class, and it's awesome to sort of see us all rise together. So it's great
Certainly
to
you
be a
are,
part of.
for me, top of the bunch as well. Jai, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, my man. Appreciate it. Even when he smiles, it's quite menacing, but it's Jar Patai. And look, on that, as Fraser Clark finishes his little media workout, Australian boxing really, it's probably the best it's ever been when you think of some of the names right now in Australian boxing, like world champions and those former world champions on the cusp of being world champions. There's loads.
Yeah, it's having a little bit of a resurgence, because it was a while, it was a little bit flat. They've had some great fighters over the years, of course, but they've had a few at the same time, but very rarely. But now, yeah, they got a really few. Liam Parrell's doing fantastic at the minute. You got the Maloney brothers, who are still dying around, still top quality.
Tim Tszyu fights on the weekend as well, isn't he?
Too, yeah. And of course, Jai Patai is flying right now, the best cruiser on the planet. Sky Nicholson, forget about Sky Nicholson. So, yeah, but that, again, we talk about the young boy from Saudi Arabia. When you see it, when it's one of the same as you relate, and it gives you more inspiration to want to do it. Success breeds success.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you forget that big event, Jeff Horn, when he fought Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. How many youngsters did that inspire watching that, right?
And now let's welcome the defending champion from Ipswich, England. Undefeated with 17 wins, 1 draw, 16 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending British Commonwealth and WBA International Heavyweight Champion, Fabio Wardley.
My home is the rave.
Fabio Wardley going to make his way to the ring. Again, there's so many fighters here with incredible stories. I mean, his story, his journey to this stage might just top the lot. I mean, white collar boxer to where he is now on the cusp of world level is incredible.
It's the most unique story out there. The brilliant stories of boxing is the most unlikely of them all, let's be honest. And he looked all, and even when he turned pro, he looked athletic and dangerous. We thought when he steps up a level where they're technically better, he would be found out. But he's added to his game, I think. And what the key for him is his confidence, his self-belief that he can drag you into a war and you can't cope with the pressure. And he suffocates you with that.
He said to me, sorry Andy, that he wants to, when he was younger, or first few fights in as a pro, if he could just fight at the O2, just once, on the undercard somewhere, fight at the O2, he'd retire happy. Look where he's gone to now. It's incredible. It really is remarkable. He's improving all the time. He's getting better every time.
Oh, sorry, I thought I didn't know you stopped there. I thought there was more to come.
He dropped the £5 note.
By the way, Fraser Clark was standing next to the ring as Fabio made his way into the ring. The mind games were starting. He was supposed to make his way to us, but he almost wanted to make eye contact, and he did. He did enough, and now he's coming to us. This is a tremendous matchup. It is. I mean, we've had some really good British title fights over the last few years. I mean, AJ, Dillian White was fantastic. Dillian White, Chisora as a British dust-up was really good, right? Number 1 and 2 were sensational. This was as good. Fraze, come in, my man. I said that, okay, there you go. Let's all turn around. No, keep turning around. Fraze, we might as well look at it. We might as well turn around. You were waiting for him as he came down to the ring. What was that about?
Yeah, you know, like, I feel like, obviously it's a bit of an extended fight week than usual, but we're starting, you know, day by day, it's starting to ramp up. You like to just, you know, get a feel. I'm not quite there yet, and I won't be, you know, I don't want to burn no energy, but it's nice to slowly start ramping up, you know, start looking at him.
He just feels your presence.
Just getting the feeling, you know. It means nothing, All that matters is Saturday night. But for me,
it's all little percentages,
I just
though,
like
isn't it?
being like, You know, in a big man sees another big man. It's unwritten rule, yeah?
No, I don't. No, I
size them up. Well, I know you know what happened, yeah? You size them up. It means nothing, but... He's doing a pad session here. What the fuck can he teach anyone?
Fraser,
Anyway, sorry.
How much do you take from the last fight? Because if there's only one question from you, the skill, the ability, and you've had wars as an amateur, but of all of attrition over the 12 rounds, and what a 12 rounds it was, you know you can do that now. Has that steeled you, or are you just dreading another war like that?
No, listen, I think once you go through that, people just talk about, the punishment, but it definitely adds to you more than it takes away. If you're fit and healthy, it adds to you, and it definitely did that for me. Confidence, the knowing you can do it, and not just that, not just the knowing you can do it. Like, it's all right being in the ring for 12 rounds, but a 12-round fight like that, it's completely different. I've seen people, some 12-rounders, just dance around and not get involved. Every round, at the end of every round, I was thinking, I've got to go back out there. I've got to win this round. So I know you see, like, I wasn't trying to like nick around. I wasn't trying to have a round off. Every round I was trying. So I've learned that might have been a bit of a mistake, but I've learned from that.
Fraser, Fabio said you can't punch.
Why are you starting trouble?
No, because I want to ask, does that make him want to hurt him? Or does that make you think, do you know what, so what, I'll stick to my boxing?
His face told a story last time, didn't it? For someone that can't punch, he seemed pretty fucking busted up, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? So,
there wasn't a fight in there that wasn't hurt that night. I mean, there wasn't a fighter in there who didn't get hurt that night.
Yeah, of course.
It was a war.
Of course, like, you know what, I wouldn't say being a puncher is my best attribute, definitely not. But I'm a big man, I'm 19 stone, mate. If I hit you, you know about it, it's simple as that, especially in them small gloves.
And you punch correct.
Yeah, I punch correct, I punch fast. But I've said this from the beginning, he's very naive in the things that he says, the things that he does. And I think that'll be his undoing.
You look massive, by the way. You look in better shape than last time. Not that you're ever out of shape, I don't think.
No,
but I do feel like you look better. You are in better shape, aren't you? Physically.
The God's honest truth is, as a professional, this is a journey for me. You know, they're getting in shape. And when I look back to myself at my debut to now, it's chalk and cheese. But I think as a heavyweight, you're always in your career developing to know what's right for you. And I'm slowly getting there now with the physique, the engine. It's a journey, you know. Like I say, as a heavyweight, remember what fight is this going to be from round number 10? All that, it's just all been a learning process until I get to where I am. And I still think after this one, I'll still get room to get better.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's usually in a rematch, it's the man with the better boxing brain, the technical fighter, who should be able to adapt more, which is obviously you. Do you feel that you get usually the advantage that you have a bigger scope mentally because you've been boxing at such a high level as an amateur?
Well, I know I can adapt. I know I can read a fight in a fight. You know, if you know what I mean. Like, it's great having a coach. But I believe I'm as my own coach in there. You know, a lot of the time, boxing's not a. It's
you got
not
the thing on your feet.
Yeah, it's not a dance routine. Yeah. It's not that. It doesn't. You know what you do in the gym when you practice the block and the parries. The shots don't come like that on fight night. So you've got to be reactive. And you know, I watch a lot of martial arts. I watch the Bruce Lee and stuff like that, and listen to him. And he's all about reaction and just being instinctive. And that's what I try to bring into my fight.
It's funny you should say that because he throws rooting right hands, Fabio. But the right hand that dropped you was a straight shot.
Very unorthodox, you know. The God's honest truth is, he's one of them fighters. You just don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
I know he's teamed up with he's been with Ben Davison and stuff, and he's got a lot of very well polished boxers. Fabio, I feel like now he has a bit of both. He's got the polished side from Ben, and then he also has this side of recklessness, but it almost works because sometimes it's hard to read.
Fraser, do you think this is another 12-round war?
I don't think it's a quick job, but I think I can break him down, and I think I can take him out in the middle rounds. A 12-round war, it has to go there. You know, as you can see, I'm in shape. I'm prepared for that because I know that he's tough. Look, he's got fast hands. He's got very good attributes for heavyweight. But I just believe the attributes he hasn't got, I can exploit.
When you think of your journey, Fraser, when you first picked up boxing gloves, all the amateur career, a long amateur career so far, 10-0, well, this will be your 10th fight as a pro. You look at this, you look at the setting and the stage. I mean, I know you won't do it, but don't you applaud yourself for getting this far, at least so far?
It's a difficult one because obviously, yeah, you know, I'll look back with great pride if I do my job on Saturday night. Yeah. You know, like I say, this sport's about winning, but when we talk about my journey, I always think about, I never thought it was possible. And it was only when I started believing in myself I've been in the game for a long time, known a lot of people, but I never believed in myself. But now I'm here, honest to God, like, I don't walk around like a small big man anymore. I walk around like a broad man who's ready to take on the world.
And you look like you're ready to take on the world as well. Fraser Clark, good luck on Saturday, my man. Thank you very, very much. Fabio Wardley has done his media work. He's going to join us, but don't you go anywhere. This is to come.
Champions are not born. They're forged.
The world is watching.
Crowned in the ring. It takes the heart of a lion, the mind of a strategist, and the soul of a warrior. Every challenge is an opportunity.
What a masterpiece tonight. How is he still on his feet?
Every setback, a lesson. It demands an unbroken will that refuses to bow.
Do you believe this?
This is not just about winning. This is about turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Building a legacy and becoming undisputed.
And it's an instant classic.
Undisputed. Available now.
Ladies and gentlemen, our highly anticipated main event this Saturday will be scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. Let's first welcome a 2012 Olympian, undefeated as a professional with a perfect record. 20 wins, all 20 wins, coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBC, IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine Unified Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Artur Beterbiev.
20 fights, 20 wins, 20 knockouts, unified light heavyweight champion of the world. There he is, the very menacing, very good, very talented Artur Beterbiev, about to make his way into the ring for his media workout. I mean, this is as good as it gets. 2 pound-for-pounders. Who's higher, in your opinion, on the pound-for-pound rankings, Beterbiev or Bivol?
I'll probably agree that Bivol is, but I can understand if you went the other way. But that's only because I like the pure boxing of Bivol. That's purely me. I'd understand if Beterbiev was higher, but that's my personal opinion. What I will say, he looks very good at the weight right now. I know we're a few days away. He doesn't look drawn yet. Looks fine. Looks full. He looks ready for action. He really does. He looks like he's had enough of talking, enough of all of this. He just wants to get stuck in now. This man is born to fight.
I'm Beterbiev. I think even though I think Bivol's going to win the fight, I think Beterbiev has to be number. I think his resume as a light heavyweight.
Not the Canelo.
It's sort of the Canelo one, I know that, but I think as a light heavyweight, his resume is far superior to Bivol's, I think.
Fabio Wardley has joined us. Fab, that was a nice little workout. I mean, some did it for a minute. You used your whole 5+ minutes there. You seem to enjoy that.
Yeah, look, I know a lot of people, a lot of boxing and stuff find fight week stressful, daunting, tiring and stuff, and don't get me wrong, it's not necessarily not true, it is, but also people pay to see you at the end of the day. They pay to see something from you, so give them something to see. And I thought I'd just mix it up a bit.
How is it you can enjoy and smile like this, knowing what's coming on Saturday? You seem to have removed yourself from the fact you know you're going to have a war on Saturday and just enjoying the moment until Saturday.
Yeah, that's what it is. It is the separation of Saturday's not here until Saturday's here.
Yeah.
I've done the hard work in the gym. That bit's picked off. There's bits to do through this week. I saw little bits to take off, and when I'm in them focus modes, and when we're looking at tape, and when we're in the gym going over drills and stuff, I'm focused mode. But when it's not, It's fun and games.
Lavio,
enjoy the moment.
Can you give us a bit of insight into what the game plan might look like?
Hey,
Come on,
Darren, come on, Darren.
Look, do you want my bank details as well while you're at it, mate?
Is it to be? Look, there's no secret here. You're not going to try and outbox Fraser Clark. I wouldn't have thought. So is it to be aggressive? Are you going to stand off, try and make him make a mistake? Give us something.
Honestly, for me, I've watched the tape back, and the way I went about the fight, being the aggressor, going forward, pressing the attack, I got a lot of success from that. There was a few hiccups along the way, things went wrong, my nose went, and I got caught with doing a few silly things. Now, a few silly adjustments can be easily amended. But if I look at that as a whole, I'll go, actually, that worked really well. So let's focus on that. That's cool. Let's keep that there. If we remove the little mess arounds and bit that just kind of threw me off, or where I kind of lacked in areas, we double down on those. I'm good to go. Just carry on. For me, round 13, keep it moving.
See, for like, you know, obviously your strength is you drive people into a wall, into your wall, and then they're playing your game. But I thought your jab was really good, and then you stopped using it. Is that something that you're going to keep going this time?
Yeah,
Sorry, Fab. Oh, what is he doing in the ring here, Fab? Have you been watching that?
Barry just asked a fantastic question, and you interrupted him. So I'm not happy about that. But also, what on earth is he doing? Does he know he's got a big fight on Saturday or what?
I thought he was nervous about he was getting injured.
My team were worried about me doing my bit, let alone that.
That was crazy. Sorry, Barry, it wasn't.
Sorry, Barry. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah, nice to see you, mate. You're looking really well. Been busy?
Yeah.
Been busy, drive?
Yeah, busy life, doing this, bit of that.
Your jab, no, all talks about your power and your athleticism, but when you use your jab, it was good, and then you stopped using it.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong at all. Like I say, there were some key areas, like the jab for one. There's no dispute. I'm sharper than him, I'm quicker, I'm more agile, I'm the faster fighter. So I can snap my jab quick and get in and out and restart a whole situation if I need to. And it was working when I was doing it at the right times, the right moments. I just got a bit lazy, got a bit fatigued. Also, I felt his power and I thought, I'm not fussed about this, which is, look, don't get me wrong, it's a bad trait to have, but I thought, you know what, I can walk through a few of these and get and I know I hit harder, so I can walk through a few of these, I'd take one to get one, and mine's going to hurt more.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Fraser Clark. Do you think this will be another 12-round war?
No, not at all. No, and the only reason that it was a 12-round war last time was because of my finishing abilities. Because I had him hurt numerous times, I had him down, he got saved by the bell, it was right on the end of the minute, and you've seen with me in every fight. For one, every opponent I've ever faced has hit the canvas, and for two, I'm always a clinical finisher. I'll always get you out of there, one way or another. And don't get me wrong, he's been around the game for a very long time, so he was a bit more wily, he had a few more tricks up his sleeve, the dodgy gum shield that get falling out of his mouth a bit, things like that, little games, backing off, running away, and I got sucked in a bit and was chasing the moment and was hunting him really heavy. So I've just got to be a little bit smarter, that's all. I got all the success in that. And the big moments and the big impactful moments came from me. So be a bit smarter, job done.
Good luck, Fabs. Sorry to interrupt.
Cheers, boys, thank you.
Apologies, Fab. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Artur, how did it feel in here? You feeling good? You look good. You look ready.
Yeah, I'm feeling not bad.
I feel like you're almost done with all of this and you just want to get in the ring on Saturday night. Is that how you feel?
Yes.
How? I don't think I'm going to get much more, or am I? How has this fight camp been for you? Have you prepared for this fight in any way differently that you've prepared for your other fights? Please don't just say no.
No. Yeah, for every opponent we do some specific work, but also for this fight too. But main work is always hard and strong.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Honestly, one of the craziest workouts I've ever seen. Some of the stuff he was doing in there, I mean, they say he's 39. I think we need to check a passport. He looks like a man that could be 30. Incredible from Artur Beterbiev. Before we bring out Dmitry Bivol, we are going to show you this again. I think the best trailer of Riyadh season so far. Here is the trailer for the 4 Crown Showdown.
Legend tells, at the peak of the highest mountain in all the lands, there lay dormant for thousands of years. A mystical crown, untouched, with the power to rule all of mankind. Lusted by men. Willing to die for its gift. Sacrificing everything. Before them, a terrifying journey awaits.
In my lifetime, I have seen many strong and brave warriors pass this way to claim the crown. I have not seen them since.
Unspeakable horrors, relentless agony, a wasteland of the fallen. Hunted from the shadows, they danced with death. But the two defied the fate of mortals. Knocking down thousands before them. Braving the path to glory. Challenging every fiber of their being. While two emerged undefeated. There could be only one possible outcome. For one to wield the power to rule them all.
And now let's welcome to the ring undefeated with 23 wins, 12 of his 23 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBA and IBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol.
Here he is, Dmitry Bivol. By the way, huge fans in front, all wearing the Dmitry Bivol tops as well.
Where's yours?
I've got one. I didn't want to wear it, obviously, because I'm on air, I've got to be impartial. I'm wearing the boxers. No. Here is Dmitry Bivol, one of the best movers in the sport. I mean, Darren, you always talk about his foot movement, and I mean, he's showing us it here as well.
Yeah, brilliant mover, he really is. He does it so well. It's the way he just slides in and out, fires back with quick counters, and we know in this fight, probably more, well, not probably, 100% he's going to need to rely on his feet an awful lot. He cannot afford to be taking full shots from Artur Beterbiev.
But he can't run, because when you run, you give away the space. You put yourself on the outside of the ring, which means you're closer to the rope. And we know, and Darren mentioned it yesterday, how good Beterbiev's feet are. He slides, he closes the distance very quickly. He has clever feet, not fast feet, but clever feet. And he cuts the spaces off so you can't escape. And when he gets you on the rope, you're done. You must just fall over. If he gets you on the rope, we've seen all the good fighters he's boxed. Once your back's on the rope, game over.
Yeah, I've said it before, but I believe that he has to think Matador. Think Matador. They don't run, they don't move back, they step side to side. They're smart. They don't give up space. They let that ball run onto them, and then they make them look silly. That's what he's going to have to try and do. The feet are key here, the jab's key, speed's key, discipline is key in this fight.
The running on's a really good analogy, because Beterbiev because he's such a powerhouse, when he throws that backhand, he brings that back foot forward, squares himself up. That's why he's been knocked down at times. So there's an opportunity there for Bivol, when he's in and out with the seat, when he slides in and jumps out, to push back up that back leg and throw that right hand right down the centre of the line. But what you've got to do, you've got to hold your feet to get his respect, but not long enough to take any punishment back. Because when Beterbiev hits you anywhere, you feel it.
I feel silly sometimes when I try and give technical analysis to someone like Bivol, but just seeing a little flip as he's throwing a jab, I don't feel he can afford to bring that jab back to his chest, because we've seen how dangerous Beterbiev can be with the right hand, even a jab or any sort of shot he chooses. If that does come back to the chest and he's not quite sharp on the feet, he could get tagged.
He's so loose with his punches though, isn't it? And is there going to be a time though, Barry, where he has to kind of plant those feet and try and hurt Beterbiev?
Yeah, I think, and he's shown that in glimpses in fights. Like against Ramirez, he moved really well, but also he shows every now and again he can plant his feet. But again, it's about holding your feet for purchase, but then looking for the escape route. Now that's difficult, because when you look for the escape route, your thoughts thinking that, so you don't put enough weight on the shot. So to get that timing right, go and watch Bam Rodriguez. I say that because he gets that perfect, and I think, but this is a really clever fight, where a real clever boxing brain, where that brain's going to serve him well in this fight. But there's still the times in this fight, in a great fight like this, where every now and again you've got to switch your brain off and take that educated risk.
And that relaxation that you talk about, so important, Ade, as you go down the stretch. You can't afford to be tense and locked up, because then you really will tire. That nervous energy will be awful. There you go, Dmitry Bivol taking
taking his orders for once from photographers ringside who want to get their shot of the current unified light heavyweight champion. Maybe come Saturday night, the undisputed light heavyweight champion. It's going to be a tremendous fight. We've had some really good undisputeds in the last 18 months. This could be the best one. Let's hear from Dmitry Bivol. He's in the ring with Livia Bazagla.
Dmitry, you look ready. How are you feeling? How was that? Did you enjoy it?
Of course, I'm enjoying every minute. And how is it? How is every time before fight?
I asked Artur this as well. Obviously, it's an undisputed fight. Have you prepared any differently in this fight camp than you would previously for your previous fights?
You know, I always treat my fights very serious, and I couldn't say that before I wasn't doing something well. I always trying to be in the best shape. I always trying to work hard, and at the same time, we always have different opponents.
Do your feelings and emotions change from yesterday, today, tomorrow, Friday, and then Saturday? The closer we get to fight night, how do those emotions change for you?
Emotion, you want to eat more and more and more because you are doing your weight. And of course, mentally, you are getting more ready, more focused.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Two men that are very much about their business. It's going to be a really magnificent fight on Saturday. Riyadh DAZN has produced so much, and now Riyadh DAZN is officially partnered up with DAZN to be the home.
Everything about this event spells big time, and the potential impact on both sports, boxing and mixed martial arts.
It's that first punch that lands dictates who's on win.
Who is the baddest man on the planet?
Unbelievable scenes.
Greatest fight card, I would say, in the history of the sport. This has been a light bulb moment. 10 boxers from the top 15. That's extraordinary.
Atmosphere building here in the Kingdom Arena.
This one should be a thriller here in Saudi Arabia.
Carlos Alcaraz.
The city at a standstill. At a sold-out Kingdom Arena, the fans hold their breath for a glimpse of their heroes.
And this competition, no one have the golden ball. The next competition, we will double it for 1 million.
Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou, it's Godzilla against King Kong.
Yes, it's a perfect matchup for a great fight.
It is lights out! Anthony Joshua!
When I've got through with the rabbit, then we go down for AJ.
Here we are, back in the kingdom, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for the big one. It is the undisputed heavyweight title fight.
Once you win the Olympic gold, that's one gold that you've won. Now it's time for the undisputed. It's just another step.
What Usyk has done there is incredible. He will go down as one of the greatest of all times.
We're back in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It is the home of big-time boxing. We're ripping up the traditional boxing script, and we're doing something different, promoter versus promoter. This is our first Riyadh DAZN event international. Your first one in America, in LA. The crowd like it. Are we coming back?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
The highest attendance ever for a British boxing event.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? One more time, do a good fight, yes? People! Whoa!
Riyadh DAZN and DAZN, the perfect combination. I can't believe how much has happened in a year. Still so much to come as well, including that one. First fight was so good that had to get it on again. Reignited Alexander Usyk against Tyson Fury. Undercard announced yesterday as well. We come back here December 21st for that one. I mean, the first one was insane in terms of atmosphere, noise. The fight delivered. I expect the second one to be almost exactly the same.
Yeah, well, they know each other now. I think that's so, you know, it's who can adapt the most. And because they've both got good boxing brains at different things. I got to say about that the fantastic little clip that was there. to show the small hole boxing that we've been doing over the last 18 months. I mean, that's just crazy.
Huge.
Oh,
What a
honestly.
journey. What a
It's
journey.
unbelievable.
It's been fantastic to be a part of it.
And what that did show as well, and obviously you guys would have seen it, it's not just boxing. There was football in there was snooker in there was MMA in there as well. It's all sports. Obviously we love boxing, but we also love the other sports as well. There's tennis, there's so much that's going on. The takeover. Do you know I'm doing the tennis as well
That's
next
ace.
week? Yeah. You got to do what you got to do as well. All right, this coming Saturday, we've got this card for you. Let me just remind you of what is coming your way. It really is an incredible fight card, obviously headlined by the two men you've just recently seen, Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, but we kick things off with Marco Maric versus Pablo Rosas. Mohamed Alakai takes on Jesus Gonzalez. Ben Whittaker, the showman, takes on Liam Cameron. Sky Nicholson and Raven Chapman, the first women's fight on the Riyadh season card. They're going to battle it out for the WBC featherweight title. Chris Eubank Jr. and Camille Zaramata. Chris wants all the big names. He has to get past Camille, and in doing so, will pick up the IBO middleweight title. Then comes the big boys, Jar Fatai versus Jack One Smack Massey for the IBF cruiserweight title. Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark, it was so good they had to get it on again. Number 2 coming your way, and then this, Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol, the 4-crown showdown, plus extra couple of crowns as well. The IBO and the Ring Magazine up for grabs. That is going to be special. By the way, the attendance here today was very, very good, wasn't it?
Really good. Busy on the outskirts. You can see them outside the barriers, the fans either side. And yeah, the energy, the excitement is really starting to build. Us as boxing fans, we've been buzzing about this since it was first announced, but it's really starting to capture some real momentum now.
And when you see him, just when you see him in the flesh, when they come up here or see him in the ring, as a boxing fan, it just makes you excited. No, we thought ourselves, but big fights, big feels, it's just something different. You almost forget you box because you're a fan. And, to see him in the flesh is awe-inspiring. Just think, we're only a few days away from when we see action, and I can't see any one of those fights not being action-packed. And the main fight might be a generational fight.
Yeah, let me do what Darren did at the start of the show. We are 1, 2, 3 sleeps away from the big one. Make sure you join us tomorrow. Tomorrow is press conference day, and then it's weigh-in day, and then it's fight night on Saturday.
Legend tells, at the peak of the highest mountain, there lay dormant for thousands of years a mystical crown with the power to rule all of mankind. Lusted by men, willing to die for its gift. While 2 emerged undefeated, there could be only one possible outcome. For one to wield the power to rule them all.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
First time buying crypto? It's like your first visit to a taco truck. You're thinking, are these guys legit? What's in that? Do I even like tacos? So you start with un poquito, a taster. If you like this, we can mix things up. Go off menu, spicy as you like.
Penalty. Oh, if one man's going to miss. Here we go.
Villaville promise. Intense pressure.
One shot! Oh, not again, love.
That is unreal. Oh, here we go. Absolute perfection.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.